Yes, good day. Good day. Welcome to another newspaper review on Ninja Watch. My name is Ima, and it's good to have you on the broadcast with me today. Osagbo, how you doing? Good morning to you. It's lovely to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Please take out time to like the broadcast. Yes, you. How you doing? It's good to have you on the broadcast today. Thank you for being here. I hope it's a good day going for you. Please take out time to like the broadcast. Yes, please take out time to like the broadcast. Do well to join me on today's newspaper review. Talk to me by clicking on the click to join. Yes, please click to join the conversation, or you could talk to me on the live chat. Drop your comment and let's do this. Let us do this. Let us reason together. Welcome to the newspaper review. Over here, we dissect, we disagree, we agree, we educate ourselves, but even more, this is a platform for the people to air their opinion and, of course, to also suggest on how best to go about a thing or two in the paper. So it's good to have you here with me. Thank you very much. Please, if you're watching the replay, hi, how you doing? It's good to have you on this broadcast with me. Good day to you. Please take our time to like this broadcast. Thank you very much. And also do well to engage us by supporting us. If you're watching the replay, yes, please do so. Do well by clicking on the super thanks option. It's just beneath the screen. It is equally very safe and secure. So please do well to engage us by supporting us. Thank you very much. And if you are watching me live now, I beg do well to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section, and I will put this up. Please do also engage us. These are account details on the screen. Please keep it close to your eyes and close to your heart. Do also support us from time to time. Thank you very much. And also support us with your likes. Support us with visibility by by liking the broadcast, taking out time to religiously like the broadcast, and also talking to people about Nigeria Watch. Yes, sharing the link to somebody. I hope you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, you have joined our membership, you've also turned on your notification bell. People, let's do this together. All right. Also giving this special shout out to Mommy Diaspora. It's been a wonderful week. Thank you very much, Mommy Diaspora. Thank you. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the business of the day. But before we do so, my panelists, Echere Saluto. I'm greeting each and every one of you. I hope it's a good day going for you. Mr. Collins, how are you doing? I'm not sure I've heard from you this year. So Happy New Year to you, Mr. Collins. I hope you're doing well. All right, let's move on. Yes, let's move on. Hey, where is Osage Daddy? Osage Daddy, I hope you are fine. Skystream America, how are you doing? It's good to have you. Good morning to you too. Your Monica is a tongue twister. So I have to inwardly say it like 3 times, so I don't mess up. So Skystream America, is good to have you on the broadcast. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here, my people. Let's go into the business properly. Oh, also do well to share the link, invite someone out to this broadcast, please. Thank you very much. Let us reason together. It is 44 days to the election. 44 days. While I am very excited and elated, I am also, my heart is beating so fast. Our fingers are crossed. Fingers are crossed, and I really hope for the best. We really hope for the best, the outcome. But all hands should still be on deck. If you are yet to get your PVC, go out there, collect your PVC. INEC has said that PVCs are ready for collection. If they say that your own is not ready, no agree, oh. No agree. Make sure you get it. If INEC is saying that PVCs are ready, why are people complaining that when they go to the centers, they are told that their own is not ready? And then should come back out and tell and say, so and so people, your own is not ready. Else they should provide your own for you. So as long as you made it to the agents, you've been on the queue and you got to interact with the agent, don't just take your own is now. Make sure that you did not register more than once. If you have your card with you, the previous one, still maintain that one, okay? INEC is saying that they will not disadvantage those people that had to register twice or more than even when they have their card. They should use the old card. So you don't get new card, you get old card, you are still eligible to vote. All right. Okay, let's see what the papers saying this morning. Our first paper is the Punch. Yes. So when I saw this, of course, I quickly look out for reaction, and I now see why one of our panelists here, always clamors for uh it clamors for, what is this called again? Data. It will say we need data as a country. How do we know the amount of people? Well, Nigerians are already complaining and saying what is happening with the figures that they are seeing in Kano and Kaduna again. That they are not. Nobody wants to take chances, so their eyes are on the figures. Hmm. So are we going to say that we are not agreeing that there is a function of population? And if it is a function of population, I mean, the population here will be the children, and these children are supposed to be underage, and that is what they are using. So people are asking this figures. Okay, you wouldn't understand, right? Okay, let's go into the paper proper, and then I'll break this down. On here, the leading story says INEC final list. Northwest, Southwest top 93 million voters register. Lagos has seven points. Let's just say seven over seven, 7.6, 195 million voters, while Kano has 5.921 370 million voters. So 5.9 voters for Kano. Kaduna has 4.3 voters. And then also we have INEC rules out postponement, says no going back on poll timetable. All right, so that's the way INEC drop. Obviously, the people refuse to accept it, and then you see there's power in the people. Indeed, when we come together and clamor and push, if we had kept quiet as usual, they would have pushed this election. I mean, you can't say otherwise. This is how they always just push this to us and see how we are going to, if we are going to accept it or not. But it's good all eyes out there. The president has also assured us. The president has assured us. The president is always assuring us, by the way. Well, the president has assured us that the election, there'll be no going back with the election, no postponement, no cancellation, that it is going to happen. And, the president is saying, no shaking, my people, I did for one. I got your back on this one. All right, let's see how that plays out. Now, this is what I was talking about data. The release that Kano has 5,921,370 voters, and Kaduna has 4,335,208 voters. And people are saying, they've started with these numbers again. But let's just hold on to the numbers, and let's hope that the accumulated vote on that day, will not be twice of the figure of the registered voters in this area. So let's just, keep the figures. But I don't know, but people are still collecting their PVCs. Not everyone has their PVC. I was expecting informations like this will be out, say maybe 1st and 2nd of January, when they know that nothing go add, nothing go minus from the PVCs that they've given out so far. But let's see. I don't know how they came about this, because there are still others that still have their PVC that did not go. I don't know they came about this, but we are told that the expected number of voter registered, uh 93 million voters were registered. So about, in a country where you have about say 250, the last mock census that was done, that's the figure that was generated, 200 over about 250 million people, then the number of people that are going to vote is not even half of that. We are looking at 95 million, sorry, excuse me, 93 million, and we are talking about 250 million people. Children food the 250 million people. This is what we are talking about data accuracy. And now it would have helped us to know what is happening if this education or sensitization is not, it does not have such effect. But then again, the large number of the people are the youth, and they say the youth are rising up to occasion this time around, as they seem to cover a large percent of that number. Let's continue with the review proper. PDP seeks alliance with 11 parties. UK shuts obese company over account issues. INEC can't be trusted for credible polls, says Sowore. Chime Nnamani. Others shun Tinubu's Enugu rally. The picture story. Apologies. The picture story on there will be the meeting with the Catholic bishops the president had. That's Bishop Coker. That seems to have a very hearty laugh on his face, but well, of course, what would we expect? Oh, yeah, you have the president and the vigorous gadfly. Marketers project 6 months for scarcity. Jailing my husband's killer will caution drunk drivers. Widow of slain baker. CCTV exposes Ogun hotel murder suspect. Okay, there's a story. Punch carried out a story of someone that died in the hotel room in Ogun State. But the CCTV are said to have captured an injured man that walked into the hotel and got access to the guest room that where this guest was lodged, got access into at the we are got access into this person's room. By the time the person checked out, or when it was time for the person to check out, they noticed that the person was there. So investigation has led them to someone that was with him the last time. Hopefully, the police will be able to pursue the case, and now that there is a face to that crime, that's the story on that. Okay, so the marketers are projecting 6 months. Wow, 6 months for scarcity. I'll move on to other stories. Oh no, 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 no. You don't understand what this means. This, I mean, if you are here in Nigeria and you are seeing this story, I'm sure you cried inside because I did. They are projecting 6 months. They are saying NNPC, they are even running at a loss right now. I see. At this point, everybody is clamoring for uh to take off subsidy. And now we have all of these presidential candidates who have agreed or said that they are going to take out for subsidy. Let's also do what to remember that the president also has said that he was going to take off for subsidy, but that's very much stayed. This is someone that ran two tenors and he did not take out subsidy. He even carried the subsidy up until the moment he will be leaving office. I mean, subsidy is supposed to run only for the first 2 quarters of 20 of this year. So who will be brazen enough to take out subsidy? And we are running at a loss. The country is losing. The people are losing. Project now. This projecting 6 months. This the ones that we have had to go through is not included in this. Somebody has raised concerns saying that INEC cannot be trusted, and which has begged all the questions saying if INEC cannot be trusted, so what then are we doing and how do we go about it? And some are saying let's try to give these people some slack. Probably we should work with them hand in hand so they know that I mean this all of these informations are out there for checkmating. So when they bring a fact, instead of the youth to be sleeping and watching BB Niger, they should be checkmating these things and be working hand in hand. How will INEC be trusted? Do you think INEC also do not want to watch Big Brother Niger with you people? Well, Peter Obi is also calling for sidelining of that show and saying that whoever is putting any form of entertainment, any form of show to distract the Nigerian youth as well as the good people of Nigeria, then the person is an enemy. Yes, the person is an enemy, and as such, the people should boycott such. And the submission of some people are saying, well, you don't even need to tell us to boycott the show. People, all eyes should be on deck. It's just 44 days to the election, and Big Brother is just around the corner again. So, youths, please go out there, get your PVC. Get your PVC. Get your PVC. Please go out there, tend to the one that is your business. Tend to your own business. The affairs of our country is our business. Big Brother Nigeria show is somebody's business. He is just going to make money. They are just going to make money and walk away. All right, let's see what other story. That's all the story we have on here. PDP, like APC, are seeking for alliance with other parties, to boost to boost and support. Yeah, it's politics. So let's get ready to see many much more of this. Good morning to you too, Mr. Michael. How are you doing? It's good to have you here. I tell you, the more you look, now the less you see. All right, move on to another story. Please do well to like this broadcast. Mr. Pansat, it's good to have you. Thank you for being here. I'll quickly move on to the sun. On Daily Sun, we have our Make Southeast Industrial Hub, says Tinubu. He also says Obasanjo and Atiku are corrupt. We have here Nigeria blew $12 billion importing petroleum products in 10 months. That's from CBN. INEC makes U-turn on election shift, says Nigerians will vote as scheduled, confirms 93.469 million votes. Yeah, voters eligible. And then we have Lagos, Kano, Kaduna with highest voters, Ekiti list. Boko Haram ploy to destroy Nigeria, says Buhari. Pledges to pay more attention to economy. Labour Party to INEC make polling units PVC collection points. Decry slow distribution. Labour Party to INEC make polling units PVC collection points. Importation in Nigeria drops by 40% as importers abandon ports for neighboring countries. Edo train attack, 20 persons abducted, not 32, says the government. Okay, so the spokespersons for the government have said not 32, but 20 persons. I mean, it took the government, the Edo state government, how many days to realize the number of persons in danger? Okay, kudos should be given to the men of the security operatives, as 6 persons has been found out of the 20 persons that has gone, that was abducted. Yes, that was abducted. 6 has been found, but there's a review on the numbers. But instead of this review, I beg, quick, before we have stories of 300 and something days, somebody is still there, let them come out. It's too early in the year for this. People have, oh dear. You know how they say, may Nigeria not happen to you. I hope you say amen when you stumble upon prayers like that. May the bad side, or all of these eventualities happening. Now, the Catholic bishops went to visit the president, and while they were talking on the things, remember Bishop Kuka, as he sent a stinker. That's a stinker now. That's not a memo. That's a stinker to the president, saying how the insecurity is the worst of all time, poverty, the president is leaving us in a mess, in a deep mess. Well, they met with the president, and the president said that I really wanted to read that out word for word, but let me just summarize it. The president said that he has dealt with insecurity, he has dealt with Boko Haram, he has destroyed their foil, which was to destroy Nigeria. And that since 2015 till now, that insecurity has been better, because I said I really wanted to read it in the president's words, because then I was confused reading that's a write-up, because which Nigeria? What is better? Which insecurity is better? I really don't understand. And the president said that he knows that the major problem we have right now is our economy. And he's pledging to, boost the economy just before he leaves. He has assured. I was reading that report and I was wondering which presidents, I had to go back to be sure of the president I was seeing, and to be sure that it is the same Bishop Kuka and the likes that we are, very familiar with. I really wouldn't want that, really want this to be in my words. So in just a minute, we would have, in a few seconds, we'll have that story on here. I hope to lay my hands on that story. But furthermore, that's what the president said, and I really feel plenty types of way after I read that news. Honestly, I'd like to know what your take is on that. Well, he has pledged that before come May 29th, yes, 29th of May, before he vacates the office, that we would experience a boom in our economy. But sir, Okay, so on your way to deal with Boko Haram, when you see eye swab, you take your eyes away because eye swab are not your problem. They are not the ones that you came into power for. It is Boko Haram. Or when you see the Fulani herdsmen, or when they bring all these reports, you look away because those are not your problem. You don't think, wow, wow, all right. Let's see what other story we are here to take. The Labour Party is, asking INEC or pleading with INEC to leave collection at polling units. I mean, instead of taking it back into taking it from the 26th of January to no longer be at polling units. Now it is at polling units. So do well to go get at your polling unit. Your polling unit is close to you, closest to your house. I mean, that's if you have not moved anyway. But go to your polling units and get. LP are saying that they should leave collection at polling units, should not go back to the INEC office, and they should put in more manpower. You shouldn't have one person attending to over 100 of people. They should put in so many people, so the work will be fast, to be easy. Afterwards, it's just to give. If there are no foul play, is it not just to issue out the card? And they should have much more people to disseminate, to distribute this card, so people don't have to go and sleep on the line just because they want to get their card. All right, so I think that's all the story that we have on here to take. Please allow me move on to our last story for today, which is the Vanguard. Okay, yeah, on Vanguard, this is a story. Of presidency, Tinubu Atiku trade words over health credibility status. Say, worry about your ex-VP health credibility, not me, Tinubu tells Nigerians. And then Atiku says to Tinubu, you are unfit to hold office as president. And here we still have polls 93.47 million voters to participate, says INEC. Vows to go ahead with elections, presents voters register to parties. North gets 50.162 million voters, while South gets 43.305 million voters. Northwest and Southwest top zones. The picture story you have there will be the meetings of Catholic bishops and the presidents. 1 million naira for SAN application. SANs divided over fee. Nigeria loses over 1,800 doctors and healthcare workers in December 2022. On train attack, 20, not 31 people kidnapped, says Edo government. Terrorists kill 2, abduct 4 women in Kaduna village. 4 housewives were abducted and 2 were maimed. Sadly, these are the realities. These are unfortunately, these are our realities. And I felt really uncomfortable. You see these things every day in the papers, and then the president says he has conquered. All right, the SANS lawyers are fighting, or you are divided over the application fee for SAN application fee that's been moved to ₦1 million. Everything I know is expensive for Nigeria. What are you people expecting? Of course, it is going to touch everybody. Or you think it is just the person that is going to buy Maggi and salt that it will affect? It will affect all of us. The ones that are going to fly are saying ₦1 million for tickets, this for that. Of course, it will affect all of us. The economy is biting on everybody. Those that intend to take their children outside, those that their children are outside, they are ready to change money for school fees. Everybody's complaining. Everybody is complaining. Even the rich are complaining. The ones that are inside armored cars are complaining. And the president said he has settled Nigerians. All right, let's see. We've taken virtually all the stories on here. So Atiku and Tinubu are going back and forth. Okay, Atiku and Tinubu are going back and forth with their health status. Tinubu has come out to tell Nigerians, say, stop worrying about me. Tinubu is saying, me, I strong. I did kakaraka. Nothing to me. I solid. You should be worried about your ex-VP. He is not strong. He is sick. He keeps running to Dubai for, on health grounds, but he's disguising. Well, we know that this is politics. This is the season, so we should be hearing more and more of this. But we know now. Don't you know? Do you people not know? All right. Now we have presidential candidates that are, traveling out for, for on health grounds. Every now and then they're traveling out on health grounds, and we are still smiling, shining our teeth. Okay, let us continue. Pepper them with love. How you doing? It's good to have you on this broadcast. Thank you for being here. Pepper them with love is asking, why can't us sit in our comfort zone and vote when we have BVN? These people need an upgrade ASAP. Honestly, we don't have to even queue ourselves out there because it is not safe. That if we cannot deal with the political talks, then it should be computerized. That's my submission. That's just what I think. I don't know how, when we'll get to that place where, we will not have political talks. I mean, we don't even trust the men in uniform when it comes to the elections, not to stand with either this party or that party. Make all of us just do every day, impute our votes, make we see who won't carry waiting. Who won't carry waiting. All right, Victor Smart, good morning to you too. It's good to have you here. Thank you for being here. Mr. Pansat, it's lovely to have you on this broadcast. Thank you for being here, sir. I'm ready to hear from you.
Thank you very much, Emma. You look wonderful. I say that all the time, and that smile is $1,000,000 smile. Let me say hello to my fellow panelists. This time, Mr. Obiboeze Chooks, my brother, and then of course I extend the same to those in the chat session with Mommy Diaspora over there. That's the greatest mommy of all. So let me see, what should I start with? I believe that if you recall, last night we had a show here and we were talking about INEC and the dampening thing about them rigging the election, postponing the election, things like that. And we concluded, I believe, we all stipulated at the end that they're not going to be able to rig the election this time around. So I continue to hold that view. Buhari reiterated here, and INEC say they're not. However, on those who are cautioning that we shouldn't be naive, we see that Peter Obi, former Governor Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, and his party, they're telling INEC to make, those precincts to be a place for people to collect their PVCs, and I think they should put pressure on them to do that as well. Buhari hasn't been stubborn. He takes pride in being a stubborn man, all right? So if he comes out and he's reiterating that he wants this election to be fair, clean, we should give him credit and we should believe him, because normally he doesn't really respond to stimuli from the people. He's not a Democrat. We can't go saying, hey, we forced Buhari to listen. No, this guy does not listen to his people, doesn't talk to the citizens. He doesn't listen to them. He doesn't have any emotions. He is like the stranger in the book by Albert Camus, a Frenchman author. It's a very good book. It's a small book, but it's packed. And when you read that book, you're going to notice that Buhari is the famous Monsieur. It's called The Stranger. We have a stranger as a president. But there's a phenomenon that we're noticing lately, and I'm telling you, I'm pinching myself. It looks like Buhari is mirroring a president we had in the United States by the name of George W. Bush, the younger Bush. So in 2001, he invaded Iraq, and he did all kinds of things that the American people didn't want done. He was not a good president. He was hated by all Democrats and liberal people. But an interesting thing happened towards the end of his career. He started changing months to his exit after 8 years in office. He didn't support his party's nominee. At that time, the name would be John McCain. But there was a young African-American who was about to make history. The people wanted him to be president, and his name was Barack Obama. So George Bush, little by little, cleared the path for that history to be made. So that's what Buhari, it looks like that's what he's doing. After somebody's done all the evil in the world, somehow, either the Lord touches their heart. I wouldn't say Buhari found the Lord. I'm not going to go that far. Maybe the Lord found him. So it looks like he's trying to do exactly what George Bush did, which was to clear the path, let the best person win. He wasn't involved. He never campaigned with McCain, John McCain. He never retarded or impeded Obama's path to that presidency. And they remain friends up to today. And then redeemed himself. He's no longer the worst president in this country. So I see and I hope and I pray that's what's happening, because we don't take credit for that. But let me quickly, because I want to hear from my brother here, let me quickly touch on the population, the things. Emma, what I'm using as a metric, a rubric, if you will, to know what's going to happen in this election. It's the 2000, I'm going to use two elections, 2015 election. In that election, there was an incumbent president, President Jonathan. So he had the power of state, INEC, or whatnot. So I wouldn't really think anybody would skew the numbers of the voters in a state that much. Somehow they rigged the election, but we still can get some viable statistics from that. And then I'm also going to use the 2011 election, where there was no incumbent. I mean, there was an incumbent, but he was, Jonathan is from a minority, and he ran against Buhari in that election. So when I give you the numbers here, try to know that certain things have changed. Right now, Tinubu has a Muslim ticket. That is a fatal blow. He lost the election the day he made that choice. There is no way he could boast about the North as his constituency. No, he will get some Muslims over there, but I don't think there's any Christian that is recognized by Christ that's going to vote for Tinubu's Muslim ticket, because it's not just a Muslim ticket he's got there. He's got a what do you call those touts in Lagos that do elections by violence, and they go and they intimidate people, and they even go as far as killing people in Lagos and other Western states, Agboros or whatever it is the name is, right? And then his vice president's got
The Yoruba name for it is Agbero. The English name for it is political thugs.
thugs,
So which one do
exactly.
you want?
So he's got a thug, Agbero, Boko Haram ticket, right? Shetima over there. So no Christian this time around. They try to marginalize. They're saying there is not a single Christian that he could pick, because Christians are get small. So it's the time for the Christians to show them. It's like if they want to survive. I'm talking about, this is survival thing for the Christians in the North. They have to vote that way. So let's take a look at the results from 2015, right? The biggest is Kano. In Kano, the numbers were for Buhari 1,903,000. And for Jonathan, it was, what is that for Jonathan here? Kano, okay, it was 215,000. So if you put them together, it's 2 million plus votes. Yes, we've had some population increase since then, but it hasn't been that much. So it's still about 2.5 million, even though a lot of those will not pass now for the kind of PVC and biometric dual thing, where you have to show that it is actually you and you're not under age. Do you follow what I'm saying? So that number is going to be less. But even if you give them that, you're talking about 2 million votes from Kano. That's one of the biggest right there. So you go to Kaduna, I believe that when Muslims say, I use a rule of thumb when I'm dealing with Nigerian Muslims, right? I use a rule of thumb. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not trying to be confrontational here. When they're dealing with Christians and they say something is 10 for themselves divided by 2, they're lying. When they say something is 10 for the Christians, multiply by 2. So if they say that they admit that in Kaduna you have about 50-50, it means that Muslims probably are 25% of Kaduna and 75% are Christians. And they're using guns and violence to hold them down, right? Because that's the only way they can do it. So I am saying to our people, go and get your PVCs. They don't have the numbers that they claim they have. It defies credulity because in most places where you have a desert, like you have in the north, and you have savannas and oceans in the south, you have more population over there. When you come here, how many Muslims do you have here from the north? Or in any show? Or you go to a restaurant, how many Muslims do you see there in Nigeria that went to a restaurant to eat? Right? Use your tongue to count your teeth. Where are they? Every time we look over there, we see a lot of Amajiris, impoverished souls, right? The few that have education don't want to share and help those people go to school. So you have a bunch of people who cannot even vote, who don't have education, who don't even care. You say, okay, where are they? They're not on the internet. They say they listen to a radio, right? They listen to a radio, BBC something. Now, who's going to believe that? So I'm saying, let's hold this thing down. We have won this election. We're going to take the country back, and we're going to help the North. We're going to unify the country. What does it mean that we took this country back? We're going to help the North. We're going to unify the country. We're going to industrialize the country, right? So finally, I'm going to make this statement, see if I'm going to attract Alex to come in here, because once I say this, he's probably going to show up. And it's going to be about Wike, Governor Wike. I took my time to look at a road that he built, and he was dedicating that road. This will take me 30 seconds and I'm done. So I looked at the road, right? Here's the road that he's dedicating. He's inviting people from all over the place to come and watch him dedicate it. It doesn't have exits, the road. Doesn't have entrance. Doesn't have street lights. Doesn't have traffic lights. Doesn't have anything. I could do that myself by gathering some market women. Say, okay, look, don't go to market today. We're going to do this. I'm going to pay you double what you're going to make, and we're going to make that road. Right? So he is wasting our time. This is the time, if he was a good guy, that would have joined hands with the rest of the country and picked the best person to succeed Buhari. But he wouldn't do that. He's playing politics. And he's trying to be a hero.
Mr. Pansat.
Right? Thank you. I hope, Alex, you heard me. I want you to come up here because I got some more for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pansa. Welcome to our newspaper review. Over here, we dissect, we discuss, we disagree, we agree, we learn. Even better, we offer solutions over here. So welcome to our newspaper review. Please take our time to like this broadcast. And I want to give a special shout out to those on the comment section. Kingsley is disagreeing with you, Mr. Pansat, by the way, but we'll come to that. Kingsley, how you doing? It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Johnson Emmanuel, like, bam, I'm all right. I'm good. I'm doing okay. Thank you for being here. Jerry Natalie, how are you doing? It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. A big shout out also to Victor Smart. Victor Smart, it's good to have you. Pepper them with love. Michael, thank you for being here. Osagovo, Mommy Diaspora, thank you very much for being here. Okay, Mr. Chugs, good to have you on the broadcast today. Let's hear from you, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Miss Emma. Good morning, Mr. Pansat, and of course, good morning, Mr. Collins. My greetings to
good morning. Yeah.
My greetings to those on the comment sections. Yeah, yeah, thank God we see the light of the day again. Yeah, I'm gonna start with Buhari talking about Boko Haram, a plot to destroy Nigeria. I don't know. This is why I have so many doubts on this man. This man. I don't look before 2015. I was thinking, as a general, he will come and solve this mess of Boko Haram. You know, I hated. I must say it here. I hated Jonathan's regime because of insecurity. Because I have to be alive to enjoy the economic boom. You know, this is the way I put it, and anybody can blame me for that. But that's my own way of seeing things. I don't take my security, to joke. I don't joke with my security. I've not been to Nigeria for over 5 years now, just simply because of insecurity. So as much as I say that before 2015, Buhari said any attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the north. That's when he's playing the regional politics. And we know the end result to that. Most of the northern governors went to the United States to tell them not to sell weapons to Jonathan. And as constituted authorities, they listened to them. And here are the results today. And most of them, even to date, are still playing the politics that Boko Haram hosted their flags almost 70% or 80% of Borno and the rest of the states around there. They're still playing it today. I can still hear them use it in this thing that Buhari has succeeded in defeating Boko Haram. But these are the people. The governors went to the United States to say, don't sell weapons to them to fight Boko Haram. And that is why they smuggled money to go and get weapons. And that money is still in South Africa to date, except if they've returned it. So when we think about these people and all they do, today they can tell you how much Buhari have spent on security, that he's trying his best, how he was able to acquire Tucano jets. I mean, you went to a government, and it pains me that it was a government of Barack Obama that we are talking about, and tell him, don't sell weapons to these people because they're going to use it to kill us, not Boko Haram. And today, you are bragging that Buhari has done well by spending billions, unaccounted billions, to fight the same devil. Look at how he's succeeding now. And today he's coming to cry out that Boko Haram was set. Who did that? If not him. That's why I don't believe in his, chameleon type of changes. I just hope, and it's not even hope. We see today that we're talking about election in Nigeria today because Nigerians said there must be election, not because of Buhari, not because of anybody around him. No. I'm not disagreeing with my senior brother here, but I'm just, saying it as I see it. I might be wrong, but if anybody tells me today that Buhari wants to do a free and fair election because he wants, no. He is doing whatever he's doing because he's afraid. We saw what happened in Brazil the other day. We saw what happened in Sri Lanka. Nigeria is not too big for that to happen. Rather, Nigeria is more vulnerable to that happening. Even worse than that. Even worse than that. NSAS was a testing ground for Nigerians. And we can see it here. We can see it here happening if they mess about. So he is afraid. I'm not scared to say it. Buhari is scared to death for what will happen if he messes up with this. That's the only way I'm seeing it. Because look, Emma, when you read that, I was mad. I was mad for him to say that Boko Haram was a plot to destroy Nigeria. This is the same person that said a fight against Boko Haram is a fight against the Northerners. And because of the way they've institutionalized us, we were, I don't know. The North, they believe that. Protecting Boko Haram to death. And look at what is happening. Today, it has, given birth to ISWAP. It has given birth to Fulani killer herdsmen. Because that's what they are, killer herdsmen. And they have no answer to it. Like Emma, you rightly said, when he's chasing Boko Haram, he closed his eyes on Fulani herdsmen and ISWAP. That's what he did. That's what he did. So I know 2023 election is going to hold, not because of any one of them, but because Nigerians wanted a change. Nigerians are propagating this, saying, look, we can't take nothing other than free, fair, and credible election. And as it is, I think we are heading in that direction. And another thing I'm going to touch is Labour Party talking to INEC to leave the collection of PVCs to the wards where the people will vote. That is the right thing to do. It's too late for them to start asking people to go to local governments, to go to whatever. Let their staffs every morning, let them go to local government, pick up those things, wherever they put it, pick up those things and come. In fact, they should be sharing it door to door. That's what they should be doing now. In a sensible society where I'm living today, if it is their fault, they will be going door to door to drop it and apologizing for bringing it late. Because so many people, if it is where I'm living today, so many people wouldn't have made up their mind on who to vote, because until they get their voting card, if they're giving up hope that, can I get it? Can I not get it? There's no need to make up their mind for who you want to vote. So when it happens here, they will distribute it, not even as a post. They will go house to house. They will know that they need to spend much to make people happy, including writing you to tell you, sorry for bringing this late to you. So it's a good move by Labour Party, and I encourage other parties to join them. Let's put party politics apart. Let's join them and call for INEC to continue distributing the voters' card on their polling booth. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that submission, Mr. Chooks. Good to have you on here. Also, Pepe Then With Love said he doesn't have a choice, talking about Buhari and his will or his promise, continuous promise to give us a free and fair election. Says, I tell you, God is at work. None of them know what they are doing. All right, thank you for that, Pepper Then With Love. Good to have you on the broadcast. Mr. Collins, Happy New Year to you. How are you doing,
Happy
sir?
New
Good
Year,
to have you.
Sister. I see your face, you see your life. You don't forget me. I just dey eat your money.
No,
I know that I'm first time I
surprisingly,
don't talk to you this
I
year.
gave a shout out to you at the beginning of the broadcast. I thought of you yesterday, and it's been a long time,
Happy
Mr.
New Year.
Collins. It's good to have you here.
Same here. How are
All
you?
right,
And
let's
how is
hear from you,
family?
sir.
Same here. Same here. Can you give me the recap? I'm just joining now. So if you can Give me the
Okay,
recap.
so INEC has given us a number about 93 million voters, are what we should look out for the
Hmm.
forthcoming elections. I don't know how they came about that figure. I also would like to know how they came about that figure. I mean, I thought
Hmm.
people are still collecting their PVC, so that's total should not be out there by now. All right, so
Hmm.
there is that figure, and of course, as usual, the North are topping again. So Nigerians are reacting to it and saying, "Is this how you people want to start playing us, Magmago?" But I'm saying that now that we have these figures, now, I think it's Mr. Chooks, or I don't know, Mr. Chris always talks about us all having data as a country. We do not have data. We cannot cross check anything. So it is what NX says to us, that we have now. Then we also have Labour Party saying to INEC to leave collection of PVCs at polling units at ward instead of taking it back to their INEC offices, which
Yeah,
many
of
people
course.
do not have access to, or they don't have it close by. They have to travel some miles, for that to happen. But the polling unit is close by. It's more accessible.
Of course.
It's more accessible to these people. All right, I think those are the two stories that we
You
have
know,
there.
when it comes to, let me first of all talk about the INEC in terms of the voters card. You know, sometimes Nigeria would like to convince ourselves, try to do something that we are not good at. The best way of sharing this voters card is very easy because there are so many things. This is 21st century. You can email it to people because I believe when you register that, there was address there. So why can't you use do that and mail the whole thing to them? If that is difficult, can't you take it to a community, to the king? Every community have a king. You can go to a king. The king will say, "Hey," they will use a tongue crier. Today there will be your voters, everybody, because I believe in every community there is booth there because everybody registered in that booth. You know where you register. So that is a very simple. If you want, like from the east now, if you want to share a voters card, just spread it. You can use a church, you can use the king, you can use so many ways for people to get that without even stressing themselves. Because I believe now in my community now, if you drop a voters card in my community, everybody knows one another. Once I know this person. Once I collect my own, I can even go back and say, guy, go and collect your own voters card. I saw your own. They are very easy like ABC. But sometimes because Nigeria always claim they know it all, but at the end of the day, they don't know anything. They try to claim everything they claim because in Nigeria they like to struggle people. They like to make people went as in suffer for everything. Look at it, back in school. If you want to do your clearance, you know how it takes people to do clearance in school. They will stress you for just common clearance. Somebody can just stay at his house and do. Here now, you can just stay at your home and do clearance and go and do everything. You can do it online and submit and go away. But in Nigeria, they would like you to do the leg working because everything you have to do the leg working. Then when it comes to the numbers, who is taking this data? Where are they? Because I don't believe in all these numbers. These are crap. Those numbers doesn't move the whole thing because when it comes to Nigeria population today, when they keep using the northern and north, this, those people, there's no people living in that village. Nobody living there. If you go to those places, you find out there is nobody living in those areas. They're just using landmass just to say whatever they want to say, and they can push it on. They can push it on newspaper because when people start pushing all this narrative, they accept it. They want you to buy that narrative, and Nigeria have been buying that narrative since from day one. So when they keep buying that narrative, it's difficult for them to change it because they already accepted it. Say that the northerners are more bigger than people from the south. That is crap. I've been there at least when I went there during my service year. I look at their community. Those are few people living in that environment. Then when it comes to my community, I know how many people that make up my community, and I know how many people that make up their community. So all those things are just numbered and pushed there just to deceive people. Because then it's like when you go to North, they keep telling you that the Northerners, the Muslims in the Northerners are like 95%. That's crap. We know that when it comes even actual people, there is 50-50. You can argue for 50-50. The Christians and the Muslims there, you can argue for 50-50. You can make it 60-40. But if you go and then Google now, search it on Google, Google will tell you 95%. That's the number they keep putting there, keep using it to deceive people. So I think it's right time for Nigeria to waking up and begin to make people know that you can't keep us telling all this stuff because we've been hearing this land. That is why Nigeria, where we find ourselves today. Look at where we find ourselves today. Everybody can come out and say something. Nobody will hold that person accountable. Nobody will even hold that person. because you can make up numbers and throw to Nigeria, as everybody will buy that numbers. Like Mr. Pansett just said, I was hearing everything he said. He just gave a rundown how things have been working in Nigeria. And some people, like somebody will come and tell you that the Eastern people don't have a voting unit. How is somebody telling you the Eastern people don't have numbers? Are they trying to confuse themselves? Are they trying to deceive people? Then when you're talking about the people that are from the East, are they forget that? Let's take about Lagos, for instance. If you remove the indigenous of Lagos, the next population there are people from the East. So when people from the East is voting in that place, are you counting it the number of counting it to the Lagos people? Are you counting it to the Yoruba people? Those are Igbo people there. So, but then when they put down, they will tell you the Igbo people, how many people are voting.
But the Collins, sorry, Collins.
Yeah,
yeah but it's they might be right when they said, right,
no,
that we have the lowest, because, for example, now, the example you gave in Lagos, you are not allowed to vote whoever you want. You will have to vote with whoever they choose.
What I'm saying that now, for instance, Mr. Pansett now is from the East now. Then and Mr. Chus, you from the West now, and I want to vote to Mr. Pansett. All of us are voting in the same area, like we are voting in Lagos. You understand? I may choose to vote Mr. Pansett because he's an Igbo person. You understand? I can vote because the Igbo people are there. So those Igbo people there, are you going to remove them because you're going to say they are not going, like now in Lagos now, we know that why Tinubu is scared in Lagos, because he knows that the population, the Igbo people in Lagos, the population there are even the same thing with the equivalent people living the cities, the indigenous there. So imagine the numbers of Igbo people that will vote in Lagos. Are you trying to discredit their numbers, trying to say the Igbo people are not there to vote?
Well, you see,
are being scattered everywhere, and they are going to vote.
So those you see, you can make an argument today, right, that the Igbo tribe is one of the most populated tribe in Nigeria. But the irony there is this, right? If you go to Lagos, you will have to vote whoever Tinubu said you have to vote for. If they remove that, there's no cause for alarm. It's as simple as ABCD. Like you rightly said, right? If you take the Yorubas away from Lagos, right? Even not even taking them away, they are neck to neck. Who is the most populated in Lagos? So that's the true fact. But the way Nigeria works is why they are giving you these statistics.
I know.
You remember their statistics of the Eastern people used to vote for PDP.
Where my argument is coming from, Mr. Chus, where my argument is coming from is that I want people, because when they say the Igbo people don't have the voting in it, what I want people to know that Igbo people, because I mean, when it comes to like everybody count your population, let's count the population of people voting in this election. The Igbo people vote because we are going to count it in general. It's in general. This is we're not talking about your region. We are talking about general. The people voting general. Every tribe voting general. I think the Igbo people voting general is more than every other tribe voting. But people don't used to see it that way, because they believe maybe because me and you know very well, during the Easter, when you go to Easter now, people after Christmas, everybody have go back to their base. You understand? No, you see few people stay in the East. Everybody have living. People that live in themselves are more interested in their business or their work. You know, they are not kind of maybe doing election thing, because we believe that government is not doing anything for me. So why should I be killing myself for something that they are not doing for me? So I have something I can go back and fight for myself. So why should I waste my time doing this? Having Igbo people mentality when it comes to politics, but people don't realize it, that we don't like to depend on politics or depend like other people, then depend on what government is going to do for them. We don't depend on what government is going to. Most of us here, we know how we've been doing in East. Most of us, we contributed money, give electricity to ourselves, give money amenities to ourselves. So government is not doing anything for us. So we believe we can do those things by ourselves without even seeking for government help. So it's the mentality we have, but people don't know that. But when I'm coming to this election is different now, because now this election is no longer a tribe thing. It's no longer maybe a religion thing. This is a Nigeria thing now, because everybody now is spending everybody in all angles. So even you as an Igbo man feeling that you are comfortable in your zone, nobody's comfortable anymore. You understand? So nobody's comfortable. So now everybody's coming out from your own cocoon, wherever you've been hiding all this while. You have to come out and vote for the election. So this election is going to be different from what people have been using statistics and be calculating 2015, 2019. This is a different election altogether, because most people, even most people that is going to vote this election, I think the people, their first timer is more bigger than people that have been voting election before, because most people that is going to vote this election, determine the election, is going to be the first timer. As in, this is going to be their first time of voting election. A lot of people haven't voted election when it comes to Nigeria. They don't care, but they are coming at this period to determine who is going to lead Nigeria. It's no longer 11 million people to determine the fate of, we allow the North to determine the fate of us. You see people, they coming out. And they remember before, they used to say Northerners have the number, because before it's all about bylaw boss. One person can vote all the whole thing. Everybody will just stand. One person can vote everything. But now it's different thing. You have to be accredited. You have to be smart before you can be able to vote. So those things are going to affect so many things. So what I'm just saying that INEC, they should leave the voters card to the community. You can send it to the ward or send it to the local government, so anybody can collect it in his own local government or his own ward. So very simple. It's just that they try to stress Nigeria because they love stressing their citizens. I was watching a video yesterday. That video, people were sleeping in INEC office, say that they have to, even if you take them to sleep, they will sleep here. Is that how you stress your citizens? That is not how things are being done. But it's done in Nigeria. Things are done differently in Nigeria, and it's not good. It's time for people to INEC, because what is the need? Voters card is very simple thing for you to give city, because everybody that registered for that voters card, there is address there, there is phone number there. You can test that person on number. Go and collect it. That person will come down and collect it. But at the end of the day, they choose to stress Nigerian cities. I think Nigerians have suffered enough. I think the right time for the leader to waking up and stop all this rubbish they keep doing. They should stop it, because Nigeria have suffered enough. For 160 something years now, people have been suffering from selfish, all these politicians' selfish interests. We can't be doing that. Look at now, it's only in Nigeria that you see that they are doing advert for something that will benefit Nigeria. As in, they are doing advert for something that will benefit Nigeria. It's not done in anywhere. It's in Nigeria that they are forcing people now to go and collect voters card, as in forcing people something that will benefit Nigerians. They are kind of forcing people to go and take something that will benefit you. Who does that? Who does such a thing? So
Mr. Collins, let me put in a word too on that, because I agree with you 100%. Lately, I've been timid in trying to say what I want to say is that I'm beginning to like INEC, to be honest with you. I'm beginning to see that even in the past, when these elections were being rigged, it really wasn't INEC that was rigging it, even though they're capable of it. I believe it was the army, the soldiers, and people doing the collation with politicians. INEC, with the tools they're given in this 2022, then we're gonna really find out, okay? Because it's not gonna be easy to rig, no matter what.
It's not gonna be easy.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be easy.
Could go. They could suppress a vote. The politicians can intimidate, suppress, or go and buy PVCs from where they know their opponents have a lot of numbers. They go and buy the PVCs and dump it, so those people won't be able to vote. But as far as no more incident forms, the INEC officials are going to be the ones who are going to biometrically have you in a dual fashion identified as somebody who's going to vote. And that law is solid. It's been tested a couple of times. Now, what people have been doing, for example, in Oshu, I guess, they will say, oh, there was an overvote. So that there be credibility given to the propagandists, like, hey, you keep thinking you're going to win, but even this BVI is not going to save you, that kind of thing. I understand that kind of game they're playing. It's propaganda, okay? INEC, there's some of these ex-Rex from the past who've retired, who are still interested in making sure INEC does a good job, such as Mike Igini from Akwa Ibom. He's a solid guy. He knows what he's talking about. He's telling us that they're not going to be able to rig it. But let me. I know it's your time. Let me conclude by saying that the first thing I said right there was that I'm beginning to like INEC, and I'm beginning to believe Buhari, right, that he wants to have this election conducted fairly, because if he was going to rig it, I would know by some of the things he'll be doing by now. If he wants this Tinubu to win, I would know. He wouldn't be reluctant to go and campaign, because he will be putting his legacy in the hands of his successor. All right. Let's not forget there are international community. Before, if you, because of the way the law was, that especially that section 49, you can just vote, waste your time and vote, and then the soldiers will carry that ballot and change the number on their way to the collection center. Nothing is going to happen. They will determine how many they need and they pencil it in. So let me conclude again by emphasizing there are two things I'm saying. I said it to Mr. Obibueze, my brother, last night. One of the things they're going to get us with is if we don't trust INEC until they do something that we can hold tangibly, it's to dampen that PVC. That PVC is important. And we're going to be on guard and have Labour Party make sure that thing is distributed. That's why P2B and the Labour Party are saying, hey, I make those PVCs available at Sena so these youngsters could go there and pick it up. Because it's very, very important for them to get that PVC. Now, if they rig the election, we're going to know. It's going to be forensic. It's going to be right there. We're going to find out. If they rig it, they're wasting their time, right? Because we're going to take
I
our
think
country
this
back.
election, I think in my own understanding, because if you watch most people, like there's this man from Akwa Ibom from Akwa Ibom, something like that, always come out on television to tell Nigeria that they should shy away, listen to all this propaganda that all these politicians keep carrying, moving around. I don't listen to those crap and keep spreading, They try to, change people's mind, try to rule people's mind or, spoil their zeal, their attention to vote. But at the end of the day, those things are news. Then just try to spread it so that you can get discouraged because when you keep listening to all those crap, you now say, what is the need of me trying to get my PVC? They can't ring this election because if APC and PDP knows very well that this beavers is going to work this way, and also what is happening in Nigeria now, because they believe that it's going to be two of them now as usual. But things are changing. The P2B have made people to humble themselves. As in, now, APC, if they budgeted 20 million for the election before, now it's going to be 100 million because they have to double their work. People are doubling their work because of how P2B are putting people in election space. They are making Nigeria as in redesign when it comes to political and their politics are being worked in Nigeria. So people now are coming. Are you telling me that people that invest in, like you saw this girl yesterday, somebody like Tasha going to Port Harcourt, spreading, giving people money, go and take your PVC. She's investing money. Are you telling me after investing that money, she'll just fold their hands and allow somebody to come and do rubbish? You can't do rubbish. Nigerians are now investing their money. As in, it's not like normal thing before, like as usual before. Now people are investing, and this is the best thing that can happen for Nigeria when they start investing. Because when you invest in something, you have to protect that. You have to make sure you go in for everything you have to make sure you protect that your investment. Nigerians are now investing their money, investing their energy, investing their time. So those things are very critical. So when people invest their time and invest their energy, invest their money, you can't take it for granted. Now, politicians know very well. That is why you see all these people, all these Tinubu, Atiku, they are trying to
All
do
right, Mr.
what
Collins.
to win people's heart. But at the end of the day, they can't do it because now average Nigerians know what is good for them. We know there are some stupid people who will go and still vote for them. But trust me, 80% of Nigerians know what is good for them, and they are going to vote for Labour Party. I'm not having doubt.
Exactly.
I'm already seeing
All
this
right,
election
Mr.
winning.
Collins, thank you very much for your submission. That's as
You're
much
welcome.
as I can take from you. But also, Mr. Passad, I was hoping to hear amongst the reason why this, why you have faith in INEC would be because of the beavers and the IREF. Some like the APC, even the PDP at some point they faulted it or they spoke against it, but INEC stood its ground saying they were not going to overturn from using beavers and IREF. Remember, there was even a time where there were speculations that they wanted to take out INEC chair because of his no going back on the use of beavers and IREF, and that's because we'll be having real-time results, and it's a platform that you can use to checkmate the results. So all that's taking of results and moving from one end to the other, where the supposed military men are supposed to protect and all of that, but the story changes from the results that was what was counted at the poll and what is being announced. We used to have all of that problem, but we won't, all thanks to IREV and Beavers. They are working with the NCC. They're working with the NCC, so everything is going to work out well. At some point, APC even said that the Nigerian doesn't even have a good network. How sure are we of the results? We're hearing child talk from political parties faulting or making us to deter from that. But all of that is in the past now, because INEC has stood their ground to say Beavers and IRF. So yes, INEC has given us reasons for us to trust them. So Nigerians, let's give INEC a chance, right?
Right.
Everyone is being affected by this. Nobody wants to move around with bulletproof cars every time you're moving about. No, nobody likes that. People would like to stroll out, go for a jog. Now, no, they cannot try it now. At least they want to stretch their legs. So I think to an extent, people have come to know that for you to even to be able to chop money, to be able to enjoy the good things of life, to be able to do whatever you need to be alive. So let's just,
Yeah, Emma.
let's just
By
give
the way,
them.
you make a very good case, obviously, for this. Look, just hear me out on a couple of points here. This since this Electoral Act of 2022 was passed and signed finally by Buhari, one of his only major achievements in office was signing that bill. There's been elections. Incidentally, anybody who was supposed to win that election won, including the last one with the Adeleke family over there, right? And he won that election, the one in Anambra State. Soludo, who shouldn't win it, but he was supposed to win it, and he won amongst bad guys. This APC, they're not Boy Scouts, they're gangsters, they're criminals. So, but they didn't know what they signed, including the Senate president. There was a law there that made it impossible for you to pursue one federal office and then you cannot pursue another one. He didn't know that, even though he's the Senate president, and that legislation went through him. So he went to run for president, and when Tinubu stole it from him, he tried to come back and get his Senate seat back. He didn't know that the law he signed doesn't allow that. So Mr. Machina over there insisted that he's not. I'm not holding this thing for you. I'm serious. I want that Senate seat. So he went all over trying to bypass that law, but he could not. Not even the courts would let it happen. So, and I'm telling you, this guy, that Senate president, is one of the worst Nigerians. He's a rubber stamp. He's a very evil man, right? So, and he's tougher than Tinubu. Even though he imagine somebody trying to wrestle that nomination from Tinubu and the other, the vice president. He was going to get that seat. It's just that the northern governors figured it's better for them if they push Shetima there and Tinubu dies, and then they'll get that easier path to get that post. That's why they let Tinubu get it. So anyway, let me just say though, on the election, on this PVC, it's very, very important. Don't fall for the propaganda. In the past, when INEC ran elections and it was rigged, it really wasn't INEC. Even though Jonathan was naive to let a northern Muslim, Jega Atahiru, to be his INEC chairman. Imagine that. How naive can you be? But he did it. But it was the soldiers. That's who was rigging the election with the politicians. When they carry the votes to go count. This time around, when you vote, now, there are technological problems that we may encounter on that day, but it's going to be nationwide. They don't have better signals in the north than they have in the south. So if there's a pattern of that happening, then it's rigging, right? So, but if, let's say they don't have signal in Katsina somewhere, and they don't have signal in Port Harcourt or Aba, fine. One will cancel the other. But if all the signal problems are found in the south, then it's rigging, right? So right now, I'm beginning to like INEC. I like what I hear from them. I like their body language. And the ex-Rex are assuring us. I have a lot of faith in Mike Igini. He's a gentleman. He's a barrister. And he was in charge of INEC. And he's told you how elections were rigged in the past. And they help craft this bill to where those loopholes were plugged. It doesn't mean there won't be discrepancy, because the problem is if they do a little discrepancy here and there, I don't believe is going to affect the election, especially if we come out in the numbers. Okay, let me conclude with this. A lot of people, we kind of selling ourselves short. We are going to win the election. There is no way. Do you know who's involved in this election? You have people from Edo this time. Edo is kind of divided. Maybe 3/4 are the real Nigerians there. Then you have some people where that former governor, Auchi area over there, right? But Edo, they don't play. Christians are involved in the north who feel that they've been marginalized this time. These people are not talking. They're not like us in the south who keep talking. So we're gonna do this. They looked at it and they say, you know what? We're gonna show you on election day. That's what they're saying. On election, they're gonna come out to show you. I bet you there's not gonna be a single Christian with blood running through his veins that know the Lord that's gonna go there and vote for people who are gonna take his farms and kill them over there. That's marginalizing them. That's not gonna be one. That cuts that population into half. Now, so who else is involved? You have people in the River State. These are not Igbos. We're going to talk. These people are serious people. You got people in the north themselves, Muslims, who feel that this is wrong. Just on principle, they're not going to let this Tinubu come and get this thing. As a matter of fact, the only way they would have divided their vote is if there's another northern Muslim, not Tinubu, who's neither Muslim nor northern, right? Not even Yoruba. He definitely is not Igbo, that's for sure. I don't know where the hell he comes from. So I am begging our people, our youth are no joke. The youth themselves, they're not talking. These are people on that day, they have their phone charged and have their PVCs, and they're going to go take their country back. And if you try anything, they're going to find out. They saw what happened in that.
All right, Mr. Panther.
All right.
That's as much as I can say from you. Thank you
very
very much. Thank you to each and every one of you on this broadcast with us today. It's been quite a broadcast, and I am thankful to each and every one of you. Jax, Chooks, thank you very much. And yeah, you said something very profound, Mr. Chooks. I thought, you would, say more on that, saying that this can even be collected, PVCs can be collected from banks also, as long as you can identify yourself. Really, than putting people under the sun queuing. I mean, these are not animals. Let's begin to do things like truly like the educated people that we are known, we are known for. All right, please take out time to like this broadcast. Each and every one of you, if you're watching the replay, how you doing? It's good to have you on here. Please take out time to like this broadcast. Thank you very much, and do well to support us. Also, I go back to you, my panelists. It is 44 days to the elections. 44 days to the big day, to the defining moment for us. Please say something to Nigerians. Mr. Pansa, let's have you talk to us.
Okay, thank you very much.
And this will be your final submission also. This will be the final submission for everybody.
Okay, I actually thought that was my final submission. I'm happy that I have more time to talk to my people, my Nigerians. There is no way to come at you that's going to be condescending, and I'm going to try to avoid that, because I think you back home, you're the one who's suffering more than we who are outside, and of course, you know what to do. As a matter of fact, you know what to do. I want you to do it with style, with bravery. Don't go there and be a mugu. Go there, vote, protect your vote. Unless you see somebody who's 10 foot tall, then maybe you should be afraid. If what I see when that camera pans in the north over there, a bunch of people running across the desert, what are you afraid of? Why do you have oil and somebody's gonna come over there and come take it from outside? So you look at it, we're all Africans, fine. But then this is the time for you to do the right thing. We have great candidates. Baba Ahmed as vice president, Peter Obi as president. That excitement alone, what kind of country we're going to have once we take that country back? Obi has got Aisha Yusuf looking over his shoulder. Okay? Who could survive that? I couldn't survive that. Could you? Yusuf, Aisha Yusufu, I'm gonna commit 10 things that she's gonna be against within an hour. But Obi surviving something like that, I can't survive that. I'll be honest with you, right? So Obi can even look at a girl, maybe a nice girl passes by. You couldn't look at it because Aisha is around the corner. So I'm begging you, take the country back with style. Don't be afraid. They're not 10 foot tall. One of their biggest stars is El Rufai. I could put El Rufai in a bag myself. I could arrest him for all the crimes he's committed. Don't be afraid. I don't condemn anybody. If they're MEND, if they're IPOB, no matter who the hell they are, until we sort out the country, there's nobody who's bad. Until we sort out the country. Go and get your PVC. I believe in INEC. I believe Buhari this time around. I think he's changed. The Lord has touched his heart a little bit. He doesn't know the Lord, that's for sure. But in the Bible, people such as Saul were out there killing Christians. But the Lord touched him, made him blind, changed his name even to Paul. That happened. So I am begging you, believe people like Igini. If you have any questions, seek him out. Mr. Igini knows in and out of INEC, and he knows what's in this legislation that was signed in this act.
All right.
Most people don't know what is in there, but he does. And I trust him. So thank you very much, everybody. Go out there, get your PVC, vote. Then on that day, protect your vote. If anybody, no matter who it is, even if it's a soldier, let's lose some lives if we have to, but it cannot be rigged. That is, we're going to draw the line on that day. Then after that day, hand the country to people who want it, support them, let them make the country better, unite the country, and develop the goddamn country.
All right, Mr. Ponsah, thank you very much, and do have a wonderful day. Thank you. Mr. Chooks, please let's have your submission and enlighten us more on your comment on bank collection of PVC, and let's have your final submission alongside. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you once again. You see, it's very easy for Nigeria to do things, and I don't believe that we are short of knowledge. If INEC want things to go smoothly, they should have, from day one, not even because it's getting tough now, make it possible that when you register, they send it to your local bank. The nearest bank to that your address, you go there. Just like you can even use, you don't even if you don't have bank account with that bank, or you don't have bank account at all, those documents you use in registering it with your slip, you put it there, they give you your this thing. Then if you have bank card only, bank card that says the same name there, because it's like you are coming there to cash your money. You present that, they give you the this, because I think there's no community that doesn't have banks. If we're dealing with a small group of communities that doesn't have banks, then it will be, by now, we wouldn't be even talking. And again, what stops INEC from printing the PVCs on state levels? What is hard in printing these PVCs? When you register, just like they do passport, you print it at state levels. This printing it from Abuja and distributing. Before it gets there, some of them is lost. Some of them is sold. This is the problem. It is not rocket science for them to go through the bank, because it is the easiest way that is trusted. If you can trust the bank with your money, why can't you trust them with the PVCs? I mean, it's not rocket science. So that's what I mean by, they can even use bank in distributing this. And I believe if they have to use bank, it would have been easy. So if you go to your bank and they start telling you it is not there while it is there, then it's easy to figure out. That's what I mean by that. Yeah, my fellow Nigerians, please. There's a prediction the World Bank made that there's going to be heavy recession 2023. Let us find go and pick our PVCs. Let us vote, defend our votes, because we already know that it's going to be a tough time ahead. And the easier, the easier we make it for ourselves, the better. If we can get our PVCs, elect somebody who is a businessman, elect somebody who is ready to treat Nigeria as business, as their own business, because any country that is not treated as their own business will never succeed. Because you're not going to go buy something you're going to lose. You're not going to buy something and sell it below the cost price. So that's what I mean by, treating Nigeria as our own business. So let us go there, get our PVCs. It doesn't matter what it takes us to get the PVCs, because I believe whether they like it or not, once we have our PVCs, they cannot tell us stories. There's no way they can tell us they're not going to hold the election. There's no way they can tell us that they're going to rig the election. But if we don't have our PVCs, we have no right to talk. The PVC is our right. And I think the PVC challenge is a funny one. It's a good one. Some people are even challenging, if you don't have your PVC, no Valentine. If you don't have your PVC, no marriage. If you don't have your PVC, no church. So let us continue in that challenge and show our PVCs wherever we find ourselves. Thank you and remain blessed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chooks. Enjoy the rest of your day. All right, Mr. Collins, let's have your final submission.
Sistema, sorry that I'm going to use this word. I think Nigeria is a joke, to be honest with you. The country is a joke. Because the way Nigeria does
I'm
things,
sorry, but if anyone can hear Mr. Collins, please let me know.
Yeah, we can hear him.
Yeah, I mean, the country is a joke, because everything they keep doing in Nigeria keep making me to begin to think, as in, are they taking us for granted? Are they taking us for what? All this PVC of 18, somebody must take 1 month before you get your PVC. What stopped that person the day you were registered? You take your PVC. Can't then print it at that the same time you are being registered, because everything you're already giving your information, then print it out there. If somebody can go to any of these center to like cyber cafe and to do your ID card, and once you go there, you do your ID card, the ID card will be issued to you at that moment. What stopped Nigeria government to do something like that? Once you've been do your, even people take 1 month to get their national ID card. Passport is a difficult thing. They will say it's come 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months before you take your passport. Or here I am now. If you do your passport here, that day you get your passport. You do your anything, you get everything that same day. It's not going to take more than 2 hours. You get those things because those equipments are already being stored there. You can see anybody, if you can put it in your local government, if you can put it in the USA, because people like today, it's people's birthday. When they turn 18 years today, then go there and take their PVC. And they need to wait till the next election before they start taking their PVC. So sometimes Nigeria government make things like you begin to ask yourself, are they trying to make us like this is 21st century? People in Nigeria are using iPhone 14. So if somebody in Nigeria can make use of iPhone 14, so what stop INEC to do things accordingly? I'm tired of all these things that they keep process. Everything in Nigeria must be a process. Everything, simple thing. You can just do very simple. That day you register your voter's card, everything, you register everything. You take your voter's card, your PVC. So first you be registered that day. Immediately you're being registered, then print it out and give you. So you don't need to come back and all this crap. Because people used to come, because people now, some people have to travel to East to do their PVC. So they have to go back East again to go and collect their PVC. You keep stressing Nigerians, all this kind of it. I'm tired of this country, to be honest. And that is why most of us are keep begging that once P2B becomes a governor, a president, there are so many things that is going to change. He's going to redefine how Nigerians are being functioning. You understand? So, and this election will now show everybody if Nigeria is the problem or the leaders are the problem. Because after this election, we will now know the truth. If Nigerian citizens are the problem to themselves, or one, the politicians are the problem. Those two things are going to happen in this election. Nigeria are the problem, or the politicians are the problem. We are going to know what is the problem, because after this election, I will make my conclusion, whether if the citizens are the problem to themselves or the politicians are the problem to themselves. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Collins. Thank you for also making an appearance here. It was really nice to have you here. Thank you very much.
To be honest, it's good to see you. Seriously, it's good to see you. Seriously, it's good to see you.
Likewise.
Please do take
Thank
care of
you. Thank
yourself.
you.
My regards to your family.
Thank you. Thank you. I sure will. Thank you very much. And mine to yours. All right, beautiful people. Do also join us every day, 10 a.m. Monday to Friday, excuse me, 10 a.m. Nigerian time. And do also join us every evenings, 5 p.m. Nigerian time, 6 p.m. Nigerian time, every Friday. Monday to Thursday, 5 p.m. Do well to support us by talking to people about Nigeria, what you know how we do it here. We keep it real, we keep it 100%. And you know, what we say to you is the news, the truth is the news, and that's what we bring on to you here. So you should be grateful for that and you should invest in us. Support us, please. Do well to support us by either clicking on the dollar sign to the right, or you do well by reaching out to us on our account details. Please do well to have it there. Talking to people also about us, liking the broadcast. It helps with visibility on YouTube. So please do well. Let's let it go far. Let it travel around. Let the message. Let's have more people come on here. Let's have people go on and do things in the community wherever they are. They get first-hand information from here. We have people go all the way to get information from really right and concrete source. So please do well to support us. We do a whole lot. Do well to support us. Thank you very, very, very much for always supporting us, for always being here. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate. And to our panelists, thank you.
Emma, I'm glad you said that.
Each and every one of you come correct. Thank you.
Let me
Thank you.
vote.
Thank you very much. Glad to have each and every one of you on this platform with us. Thank you. We look forward to a year filled with much more submission, bigger things, and with us celebrating to victories. Yeah. Yes, celebrating to so many victories. Mr. Passett, I see your mic is on mute. You want to say something?
I was gonna say I'm glad you said that because now I'm gonna vote. I forgot to vote. I'm gonna change it from 21 to 22. Watch, look. All right. Thank you very much. You have a good
All
night.
right, Mr. Passett. Enjoy the rest of the day, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.